As a student of the game, Chris Paul will always be one of my favorite basketball players of all time. Every time I watch him play, I always either learn something or I am left in awe for his command of the game and how easy it seems to be for him out there. In this video, I want to take a deeper dive at what he has made a career from and is one of the greatest of all times at it, the pick and roll. More specifically, his reads and decision making coming off the screens. Although I won't discuss it in this video, CP3 has always been a great scorer, whether it's knocking down threes, finishing at the rim, or finding his spots with mid-range pull-up and floaters. What I will be discussing in this video are the different reads he makes from the defense and how instinctual it has gotten for him to make the right play in a matter of seconds. We will be reviewing recent clips of him on the Thunder and the Suns just to show how great of a player he still is at his age. When watching him play in the pick and roll, these are the things to me that stood out the most. The first thing is his patience he has on the court. The way he changes his speed and pace on the court leaves the defense on its heels, guessing what he'll be doing with the ball coming off the screen. CP3 is one of the greatest at changing pace to set things up, whether it's to set his defender up for the screen or to get another defender to move just enough out of position for him to capitalize and get a bucket. The second thing is how he makes sure to rub his defender off the screener to force his defender to the screen, thus putting the defense at a disadvantage, which usually leads to CP3 dissecting the defense into a scoring opportunity. Another point is how he constantly scans the floor to see where the offense has an advantage over the defense. In a matter of seconds, he will make a read on the low man, weak side help, and how the defense rotated as a whole. He not only does that for the possession he is in, but he takes mental notes of how they reacted in previous plays and translates it into being a step ahead the next time down the opportunity arises. Finally, as all point guards should, he understands his teammates' strengths and puts them in the best position to succeed. Who is setting the screen? Is he a big man who can catch lobs? Is he a perimeter shooter who can pick and pop for an open three-pointer? Can he pass to the roll man and trust that the roll man will make the right decision once he gets the ball, whether it's to score or to make the extra pass? CP3 does a great job of not only knowing his teammates' strengths and weaknesses, but he is able to set things up where he knows he can put his teammate in an advantageous situation. With all that being said, let's take a deeper dive as to what makes CP3 so great at the pick and roll. In these next clips, we're going to take a look at how CP3 plays off the roll man, diving into the lane for an easy bucket around the rim. The first look is with the bounce pass. As usual, CP3 does a great job at setting up the screen for a better angle, allowing the screener to set a good screen on his defender. He is patient and has a change of pace to him where the defender is never relaxed. The big thing here is he doesn't rush his pass when he sees the roll man open. Instead, he keeps his dribble alive and gets to his spot to improve the passing angle for an easier bucket. The second set of clips is the lob pass. Chris Paul forces the roll man defender to step up when he rubs his on-ball defender off the screen and is out of position. And this is where Chris Paul is Chris Paul. When he comes off the screen and the roll man defender steps up, CP3 uses the hang dribble or gather to imitate the timing of a shot pickup for a mid-range jumper or floater. But at the split second the roll man defender steps up, CP3 reads the roll man defender and makes it an easy lob and finish to the roll man. The last clip is KYP, Know Your Personnel. In the specific clip, he trusts his roll man to make the right play when timing gets messed up. He's forced to hit the roll man early because of the hard hedge, and the roll man hits the baseline cutter for the extra pass and finish.
Got it back down to 6. Paul used that big body of Adams. Got it right back. Adams with the layup.
Terrific effort. I mean, terrific. I mean, he was literally on a pogo stick with those opportunities.
Nice pass inside. Chris Paul.
This next play, CP3 sprints the handoff to get momentum where Danny Green is chasing, gets caught on the screen, leaving JaVale McGee to step up and is out of position. Another example of change of pace.
Out of the last 5 years, winning 6 Man of the Year award.
Ball back in, trying to close out the quarter. We get a foul.
In this next clip, CP3 uses hesitation in and out to get LeBron thinking he's shooting, which makes JaVale step up and out of position for this lob. CP3 being CP3, he uses a slice dribble to make it look like a bounce pass where the defender has to step up, out of position, another lob to Noel.
Get out and vote. It's not too late to register the vote for the November election. Let your voice be heard. How about letting
Here's a video of Chris Paul explaining for himself the breakdown of different reads and reactions to defensive rotations as he sees them in real time.
So this is a double high screen. Just take me through your options here.
Yeah, so stop it right now. So right here, we run this play a lot. And with Gallo being the shooter that he is, you just don't ever know if they're going to switch, if they're going to show. The person that I'm really focused on while all this is happening is Brandon Ingram. And the reason is because, like, I think the game defensively too, and your defensive principles. So right now, Brandon Ingram is the low man. I know that Nerlens is going to get out of the screen quick because I'm going to make sure Drew Holiday is trailing me. So now I'm not even looking at anybody but Brandon Ingram. If Brandon Ingram is in, then the pass is going to Shea. If he's hugged on to Shea, it's going to be a lob. But because Jahlil Okafor is up a little bit, and at the end of the day, I'm 6 feet, 6'1" on a good day. So even though I like to throw lobs, sometimes I can't because the big guy is
right up in your face.
Right in my face. So that's why some of my passes are bounce passes. And so I saw that Brandon Ingram wouldn't, like, he's low. So if I throw the lob, he can get to it.
Right.
But if I bounce it to Nerlens, can't get to it.
That's just so cool. I mean, I think one thing guys talk about when they say the game slows down is you're not looking at your defender. You're not even looking at the two defenders that are closest to you. You're looking at the guy down on the block. You're really seeing the entire five-man defense right there in that moment.
Yeah, because I sort of made a career in the ball screen, and that anytime I got the ball and a guy's guarding me with a ball screen, I'm never thinking about the guy that's guarding me. And Nerlens, so there's no stat for this yet, but there should be a stat at some point for big men who roll out and get other people's shots.
Right. Suck the defense into the lane.
These next set of clips break down his reads on the weak side help. The first thing that pops up, especially with hearing him talk about it in that interview, is that he doesn't worry about his on-ball defender. He sets up the screen and does the work early where he knows his on-ball defender is going to be out of position. He also has his ball handling to an instinctual level where he doesn't even think about how he's dribbling. CP3 is always scanning the court for where he sees an advantage and does this by reading help defense in the team's rotations. The second thing I love about his pick and roll game and reading weak side help is, like stated previously, are his change of pace and keeping his dribble alive. He's made that snake dribble out of the pick and roll a signature move and buys him more time to read the defense while getting to his spots. What makes CP3 great is he acts like a quarterback in football, using his eyes and body movements to shift the help defense, like a defensive back trying to read the quarterback's eyes and coverage, and have them rotate just enough out of position where CP3 can find an opening and lead to a bucket. Finally, and this speaks volumes on his basketball IQ and how much of a student to the game he is, and you can hear that from the interview. He takes mental notes on previous adjustments made by the defense and has counters to it if the defense does the same thing or makes an adjustment. It's like Chris Paul is playing chess and thinking of the extra moves ahead of time. In these following clips, you'll see when Chris Paul uses a screen, he simultaneously is reading the weak side help. When he sees the weak side help drop down to the paint from the opposite corner or wing to help defend the roll man, he knows he can make that pass to the corner or wing where the help just came from with enough space for an open shot.
The best defensive player, whether it be Kentavious Caldwell-Pope or Danny Green, two players with excellent defensive reputations, is Gallo.
As CP3 uses the screen to knife through the lane, Doug McDermott is forced to protect the rim, leaving Wesley Matthews open for a corner three.
You just kind of have to wait and see how the game develops.
Steven Adams. You were right, partner. The timing of that.
D'Angelo Russell has gotten the Warriors team back in it. There's another open look for Gallo in the corner. Same result. Big advantage in the points off turnovers. The Thunder still very much in this first half. As Schroeder made 1-3, now he's got two. That is over the arm of Kuzma. Those are the really rewarding stories you love to see with so many of these professional athletes.
And they're happening all the time. Yeah. It's just that it's not talked about as much as maybe the negative things that can pop up.
And Johnson goes on the attack.
Okay, hey, you guys can push each other to whoever gets it.
Yeah, that becomes a out here in this sport, right? Come out of the pack, it's yours. Seen him with some spectacular one-on-one defensive plays, just like that. As Paul, high dribble, slings it back out to the outside. Paisley full steam ahead, avoids the defensive player and still lays it up and in.
The focus on these next set of clips is something that gets overlooked and exemplifies how great of a feel to the game that Chris Paul has. It's the way he uses the pick and roll without actually using or rejecting the ball screen. The quick pass is something that CP3 does when a mixture of a bunch of things happens simultaneously. CP3 is making this read either as the ball screen is coming or as the ball screen is set and is hip to hip with the screener, scanning and reading what his options are. He's not only reading the defensive rotations and positioning of the defense, but he's also making note of the help defender's defensive stance. He knows 1, if they're in close enough help where they're just far enough from their assigned man, and 2, if the defender's standing up tall and not in an athletic stance where they'd be a couple steps behind and reacting off a quick pass. Like I said before, Chris Paul is reading this as the ball screen is coming or as the ball screen is already in position and is in a triple threat stance as he continues to scan the court for his best options. Most importantly, he ensures he's on the same page with his teammates, KYP, knowing they can shoot a quick shot and that they're paying attention and in a ready stance to catch and shoot. You'll see in some of these frames I've pointed out whether the defender's off his man too much, if the defender's standing up too tall, not in a defensive stance ready to react, or even both.
In the loss 2 tonight, Sacramento. Catch and fire, Cam from way outside.
You'll see here Al Horford gets switched on Chris Paul. Steven Adams comes up to set up a ball screen. CP3 runs Horford off the screen and forces Josh Richardson to step in for help. CP3 reads that and gives a quick pass to Ferguson for an open three.
Superb tonight from downtown, 8 out of 17 from 3, including 3 from McCollum. And the Thunder again had an opportunity to get down to single digits prior to that shot. Ferguson goes right by, went up for the slam and got fouled.
First of 3 today on TNT. The Memphis Grizzlies on an 8-0 run and a 2-point game now. Suns have missed their last 4 attempts. Chris Paul working with Ayton, finds Carter, catch and shoot, knocks down another.
The championship teams over the years, it's because of their bench.
Ayton having checked back in. Bridges, step, shoot, get it.
These last set of clips will go over essentially the same concepts as a quick pass, but this time it's the way Chris Paul utilizes the behind the back pass as a quick pass. As always, CP3 sets up the screen and forces the defenders into the screen and out of position, forcing the screener's defender having to show. This leaves the screener just enough space and time for a quick pop as the shooter's defender is out of position. Timing is crucial, which is why CP3 has to use a behind the back pass. In these scenarios, jump stopping or being squared for the pass will take up just enough time where the defender can contest a shot. Utilizing the behind the back pass optimizes space and time to quickly get the shot up. This goes to show that, although he's not trying to be flashy or fancy, it's the most effective way to get the cleanest look for his shooters. Flashy, at times, can be effective. Chris Paul sets up the screen and forces Thomas Bryant to step up to stop him. This leaves Muscala wide open for an open 3, and behind the back pass leaves him just enough space and time to get an open shot up.
Paul, veteran, up against Brown. Now he sets it up. Nice pass, and Muscala take that. Paul again, going up against the two-way player in Kai Bowman. Muscala. Boy, he made one early. As Paul, behind the back pass, Ferguson, second 3 of the game as that one swishes home. Paul will get it back across to Paul. Drops it off to Crowder at a hot hand in the first half, and Lexi.